Chapter 61. You are listening at novelfull.audio. This Yifeng's talent is really good. He is only 12 years old, and his strength has reached level 56. This talent is probably the best in the history of Douluo continent. But because of his talent, we can't teach him much. What's more, he comes from the 7 treasure glazed tile school, so the knowledge he has learned may be more advanced than ours. The more he talked, the more Flender felt that his academy seemed to have no ability to teach Yifeng at all. Since he came from the 7 treasure glazed tile school, why did he come to our academy? Zhao Waoqi asked puzzled. This little guy put forward a condition to me. If we agree, he is willing to join the academy. Immediately afterwards, Flender told several old buddies about Yifeng's request. That is to say, he wants some of us old fellows to become honorary elders in the 7 treasure glazed tile school. Hearing this request, Zhao Waoqi, Xiao Xian, Lu Qibin and others looked at each other with surprise in their eyes. Then what good does this do for us? It's not difficult for them to be named 7 treasure glazed tile school. After all, they have been nesting in Shrek Academy, so it doesn't matter much to be named. The advantage is that Yifeng, a monster genius, will be Shrek's academy in the future, and all his achievements in the future will bear Shrek's name. With the talent of this little guy, Yifeng, he is destined to become a title Douluo in the future. It's just a matter of time. Flender had been thinking about this question for a long time, so when everyone asked him, he gave the answer. The key point is that Yifeng has promised that as long as we agree to his conditions, the 7 treasures glazed tile school will provide a certain amount of supplies every year in the future. Compared with the value of the 7 treasures glazed tile school, it will be very rich. For Flender, who is greedy for money, this is also very attractive. After talking for a long time, don't you just want us to agree to this condition, brother? For many years, why are you beating around the bush? Zhao Wuji gave Flender a white look. Based on his understanding of Flender, this is probably what attracted him the most. Hey, we've known each other for many years, I'm asking for your opinions. Flender chuckled, with a treacherous smile on his face. The conditions of the 7 treasures glazed tile school are very beneficial to us, but it's just a name, and there is no loss to us. I listened to Boss Fu about this matter. Lu Qibin was silent for a while, and said. Agreed. Xiao Xian agreed. It seems that everyone's opinions are basically the same. If that's the case, I'll listen to Boss Fu. Li Yusong laughed. He has seen Yifeng's strength with his own eyes, and he also knows the benefits of Yifeng's joining the academy, so he has no reason to refuse. It's just, Boss Fu, we can't be looked down upon by others. Since we have become students of our Shrek, then we old fellows have to show some real skills. Otherwise, even if the 7 treasure glazed tile school didn't say anything, I can't afford to lose face. Zhao Waoqi said with a frown. Obviously, he also agreed to this condition, but the only dissatisfaction may be the teaching of Yifeng. After all, Yifeng is so strong, according to the rules of the academy, he can already graduate. No problem, we old guys still have some bottom-of-the-box stuff, and besides, we are professional teachers. No matter what, we are no worse than the 7 treasures glazed tile school. Flender said confidently. Especially Yifeng, like his Wuhuan, is an owl, which makes Flender very confident. In the evening, Flender, Zhao Waoqi and others returned to their rooms. Zhao Waoqi. Come out. Zhao Waoqi, who had just returned to the room, suddenly heard a mysterious voice. Who is it? Zhao Wuji was instantly alert. With his strength, he didn't realize where the voice was coming from. Come out. In the next moment, Zhao Wuji only felt that he was locked in by a faint breath, and this breath seemed to be guiding him in the direction. Let him know where the sound is. Without hesitation, Zhao Waoqi immediately opened the door and followed this aura. Of course, before leaving, he also sent a message to Flender, so as not to sail in the gutter. Under the guidance of this breath, Zhao Wuji left Shrek Academy and came to a sparsely populated forest. Behind him, Flender also hurriedly followed. Behind, but he didn't show up. Come out, I know you are here, don't pretend to be a ghost. Staying in the forest, Zhao Waoqi found that this is the place where the aura disappeared. at this moment, a dark figure came out from behind a big tree. This figure was covered in a black robe, not even showing its head. "Who are you?" Zhao Waoqi looked at this figure vigilantly, and without hesitation activated the martial soul possession. A powerful aura bloomed on his body. "It doesn't matter who I am, what matters is that my hands are a little itchy, and I want to compete with King Fudo Ming." The figure said hoarsely, "If Yi Feng was here at this time, he would know who this person is. That's right, he is Tang San's father, Tang Hao. It's just that Tang San was not beaten this time, so I don't know why Tang Hao still found Zhao Wuji, and wanted to hit him." After saying this, Tang Hao didn't talk nonsense. He stretched out his right hand, and a huge hammer appeared in his hand. Under his feet, 9 soul rings moved slowly, 2 yellows, 2 purples, 5 blacks. 9 soul rings spread out under his feet, revealing a terrifying aura, especially the last soul ring, which is black with red in it, just a little bit short of it becoming completely red. Title Douluo. Zhao Waoqi swallowed hard, no longer showing any arrogance. Facing Title Douluo, he didn't even have the courage to make a move. "See your majesty, may I ask what offense Zhao Waoqi has offended, and I am willing to make amends." Zhao Waoqi bowed respectfully, thinking in his heart who he had offended recently. "There's nothing to offend, I'm just here to make an example to the monkey, and you just happen to be that chicken." Tang Hao said lightly, "That's right, his purpose is very simple, that is, to beat Zhao Waoqi. Originally, he was going to beat Flender, but considering that he is the dean after all, and his son will have to be taken care of by him in the future, so he wanted to. After thinking about it, he finally changed the target to Zhao Waoqi. It can be said that Zhao Waoqi made a bad accident this time. Kill chickens to scare monkeys? Zhao Wuji looked at Tang Hao blankly, feeling very wronged. "Why is it only you who get hurt? If you have the ability, go find the righteous master. Since you're here, let's come out, just to show you how I killed this chicken." Tang Hao ignored Zhao Waoqi's grievances, and looked at the dark place behind Zhao Waoqi. At this moment, Flender, who was hiding in the dark, thumped in his heart, and he killed the chicken to show him that he was that monkey. End of this chapter. Chapter 62. Tang San's martial arts was stolen. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After being spotted by Tang Hao, Flender reluctantly appeared. I don't know when. Flender also displayed his martial spirit possession. His martial spirit was the same as Yi Feng's, and it was almost the same after possessing him. A pair of huge black wings spread out behind him, and his whole body was covered with a layer of feathers. In the yellow eyes, the pupils stood erect. If it's a weak person, I'm afraid he can't bear even a look from him, but in front of Tang Hao, he was as obedient as a cat. Not only did he restrain his aura, but he also bowed his head respectfully. "See your majesty Xuantian." Unlike Zhao Wuji, through the hammer in Tang Hao's hand, he already knew who was standing in front of him, a double Douluo of the Clear Sky School. The one who can only appear in front of him now can only be the one from before. Tang Hao didn't mind his identity being recognized. After all, he intended to reveal his identity. "Don't be too polite, I'm here to ask for trouble today." Owl Martial Soul, a level 78 agility attack system soul sage, the main combatant in the Golden Iron Triangle, the current Dean of Shrek. "Flender, I'm right?" "Yes, your majesty, I don't know what you have ordered, as long as I can do it, I will do it." Flender said with a bitter face. To make the dignified title Douluo remember his identity, not only did he not feel surprised, but he felt a sense of shock. Because the Lord just said very clearly that he came to find him, or to warn him, and his old buddy Zhao Wuji was the chicken who warned him. "Okay, I'll talk about what I'm going to do later, let me beat you up now." "Zhao Waoqi, I don't bully you, I don't use martial spirits, and I don't use soul skills. As long as you can persist under my command for a period of time, you will pretend that you have never seen me today. Otherwise, just agree to one condition and do one thing for me." Tang Hao didn't talk nonsense, he stared straight at Zhao Waoqi, making cold sweat dripping from him. "Boss, I..." Zhao Wuji looked at Flender resentfully, hoping that he would be more sensible and stand up to be beaten by himself. After all, the real target of this crown prince is not him. At this time, Flender acted as if he hadn't seen it. Not only did he not help, but he retreated far away, for fear of being affected, boom. At this moment, Tang Hao had withdrawn his martial soul and soul ring, and his body disappeared in an instant. When he reappeared, he was already in front of Zhao Wuji, bang bang, bang bang, ah, the sound of fierce collisions and screams resounded in this quiet forest, disturbing countless flowers, birds and mosquitoes, and gradually making this forest lively. Flender on the side seemed unable to bear to see the scene of his brother's suffering, so he quietly covered his eyes, as if he couldn't see it. I muttered silently in my heart, "Brother, you are tired, and the elder brother will treat you well in the future." In fact, before a stick of incense arrived, Zhao Waoqi had already been cleaned up and fell to the ground, unable to get up. Tang Hao stood with his hands behind his back, as if nothing had happened, looking at Zhao Waoqi and Flender calmly, especially stayed on Flender for a while. "Your Majesty Xuantian, you always say that your business is my business, and I will do it for you even if I try my best." Flender didn't even dare to raise his head, and said respectfully, "Tang San is my son, take care of him in the future." Tang Hao said in a deep voice. "What, it turns out that Tang San, no wonder." Flender's eyes flashed a flash of shock, and then suddenly realized, so that's what happened. It seems that Lao Zhao's beating was for nothing. "Your Majesty Xuantian, don't worry, with us here, there will be no problems for Tang San," Flender assured, patting his chest. "Well, then I'll trouble you. Don't worry, I won't let you do it for nothing. If you do it well, there will be benefits. I still have something to do, so I'll leave first." Tang Hao nodded to them, his figure flashed, and he disappeared. Zhao Waoqi and Flender stood there for a long time, and it took a long time to come back to their senses. "Boss, you made me miserable this time," Zhao Waoqi said with a mournful face, covering his neck. "Hey, Lao Zhao, I have wronged you, but I can't blame me for this matter. Who made us unlucky, and the son of that one? This year, none of these colleges can worry about it." Thinking that the college still has two Chibao Lioli's own people, Flender sighed deeply. None of these little guys can have an accident. "Humph, you dull guy, you didn't know how to help me just now, you can figure out what to do next." "I'm going back." Zhao Waoqi rolled his eyes and said angrily. "Hey, that's up to you. If you don't want to be approached by that person again, I advise you to be more careful in the future," Flender said treacherously. "You." On Yifeng's side, he didn't know that he had missed a good show. Now he was looking expectantly at Tang San, who was sitting cross-legged on the bed and practicing. There was no chance before, but now that the two are under the same roof, he doesn't believe that he can't get Tang San's cultivation skills. "Ding, your martial spirit has sensed your desire for Xuantian Kungfu, and it has started to simulate the operation of the other party's soul power. It is analyzing. Ding, the analysis is successful, you have obtained the Xuantian Kungfu." Finally, after waiting until midnight, Yifeng finally got what he wanted, but it's not over yet. "Ding, your Qibao Liuli meditation managed to detect the existence of Xuantian Kungfu, absorbed the essence of Xuantian Kungfu, evolved it, and evolved into Liuli Xuantian Kungfu." All of a sudden, Yifeng felt that in his mind, Qibao Liuli meditation gradually became unfamiliar, and the way of operation became more complicated. Host, Yifeng, Martial Soul, Top Owl, 3 out of 10, level, 56. Soul Skill, Rapid Assault, Proficient. Thousands of Arrow Feathers, Complete, Flame Possession, Consummation, Falcon Disillusionment Pupils, Consummation, Burst Shadow Killer, Small Success, Skill, Liuli Xuantian Kung Fu, Proficient, Distraction Control, Qiqiao Ling Long Heart, .7 Killing Swordsmanship, Consummation, Hidden Weapon Technique, Proficient, Strength Increase, 60%, Speed Increase, 60%, Soul Power Increase, 60%, Defense Increase, 60%, Attack Increase, 60%, Healing Recovery, Stamina Increase, Defense Enhancement, Negative Status Expulsion, Dodge, Hard Skin, Concealment, Sharp Vision. Liuli Xuantian Kung Fu combines the Qibao Liuli meditation method and the essence of Xuantian Kung Fu to form a brand new meditation method, and the effect of cultivation is at least double that of the original one. feeling the Liuli Xuantian Kungfu that started to work spontaneously in his body. Yifeng grinned and almost laughed out loud with joy. He felt that it was the right time to come to Shrek this time. Just a mysterious heaven Kungfu would at least double his cultivation speed, and he had just reached the level of proficiency. When the mastery level deepened in the future, the cultivation effect would be even stronger. At this time, Tang San, who was falling into penance, didn't know that his Xuantian Kung, which was never passed on to the outside world, had already been learned by someone without knowing it. End of this chapter. Chapter 63 Tang 3 Who was squeezed again. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 63. Compared with Tang San's Xuantian Kungfu, Yifeng's Liuli Xuantian Kungfu is obviously more advanced, and the cultivation speed is also faster. After all, the 7 treasures glazed tile sec 7 treasures glazed tile meditation idea is not bad. After combining the 2 points, the colored glazed Xuantian Kungfu is also more comprehensive, perhaps stimulated by Yifeng. Tang San didn't sleep at all night, just sat cross-legged on the bed, using cultivation instead of sleeping. Yifeng, on the other hand, fell asleep lying on the field after obtaining Xuantian Kungfu. Anyway, for him, he doesn't have to worry about cultivation at all, he can just leave it to the exercises and practice himself. Early the next morning, when it was just dawn, Tang San opened his eyes on time. He glanced at Yifeng who was sleeping, shook his head with a wry smile, got up lightly and began to wash. The dormitory of Shrek Academy is actually a remodeled private house, living room, bedroom. Everything you need. A dormitory is more than enough for 2 people. When he packed everything up and was ready to go out, but suddenly found that Yifeng did not know when he had woken up that he was quietly following behind. Brother Feng, why did you get up? Did I wake you up? Tang San rubbed his head, apologetic. Are you going to go out to practice? Yifeng's eyes lit up with a gentle smile on his face. Well, the air is better in the morning, I like to practice outside. Tang San explained. Although he was familiar with Yifeng after 2 days of getting along, he didn't explain the fundamental reason for going out to practice. So it's like this, let's go together, I just can't sleep. Others don't know what Tang San is going to do, but Yifeng knows it very well. I remember that in Tang San's Xuantian treasure record, ZG demon eyes can not only cultivate the eyes, but also enhance the spiritual power. How could he miss such a good thing? Okay then. Seeing Yifeng's interested expression, Tang San scratched his head and didn't object. Anyway, only you know how to cultivate ZG demon eyes. Even if Yifeng sees it, it is impossible to steal it. Since Yifeng wants to follow, let's follow. Seeing that Yifeng hadn't washed yet, Tang San waited for a while. After Yifeng washed up briefly, the two went out together and ran to the roof of an empty room to start practicing. Ding, your spirit has detected Tang San's eye training method, ZG Magic Eye, and the simulation begins. Ding, you got the method of cultivating ZG Demon Eyes. Ding, under the influence of Tang San, your purple demon eyes are extremely active, and the realm has reached the general view, entrance. After simulating Tang San's purple demon eyes, a purple meaning flashed in Yifeng's eyes, and he found that his eyesight was better than before in the state of purple demon eyes. Because of the martial soul, his eyesight was already very good, and with the increase in the purple demon eye, he could clearly see the bark stripes even at a distance of 100 meters. When he quietly used the sharp vision he copied from the 7 treasure glazed tile school before, he could even see the fine lines on the leaves 100 meters away. Of course Tang San didn't notice the movement on Yifeng's side. He was staring at the rising sun seriously, waiting to absorb that purple air. Yifeng rubbed his chin, thinking to himself how much wool Tang San still had in his hands. The first is martial arts. In addition to Xuantian Gong, there are ghost shadows, mysterious jade hands, controlling cranes and catching dragons, and hidden weapons. The technique of ghost shadow is good at evasion, and it is famous for ghosts and ghosts. Controlling the crane and catching the dragon is a two-handed technique, which is very useful in close combat. As for all hidden weapons, this is dispensable to him, but who would refuse to have one more skill? What's more, if he has learned the hidden weapon technique, he can also combine it with the second soul skill, myriad feather arrows. At that time, with the hidden weapon technique, he can even achieve 100 hits. 2 days ago, Tang San also taught him a hidden weapon technique using dragon beard needles, but that method is not a hidden weapon, it is just a common method. In addition to the martial arts and the Xuantian treasure record, there is also a random cloak wind hammer method that is also worth copying. Even Yi Feng wanted to learn about herbal medicine from him, as long as you know the names and usage methods of those fairy grasses in the eyes of Binghuo Liangyi. He could ignore Tang San and get the fairy grass first. Maybe when the time comes, not only can Ning Rongrong's martial soul evolve, but even Ning Fengji can break through the bottleneck. Ning Fengji is his teacher, they have been together for so many years. Ning Fengji has always treated him well, even better than his own son. Yi Feng is not a ruthless person. If there is a chance in the future, he will definitely take care of his own people first. For so many years, although Ning Fengji didn't say anything, Yi Feng knew his suffering. He obviously has an excellent cultivation talent, but because of the martial soul, his level has been stuck at level 79. This feeling of no future is enough to drive people crazy. That is to say, Ning Fengji has a big heart. If he had been a different person, he might have gone crazy long ago. Just like that master, because of the martial soul, his level was also stuck, and he was always cynical, as if everyone owed him money. Withdrawing his thoughts, seeing that Tang San was still cultivating seriously, Yi Feng stood up and left quietly. For the time being, the wool on Tang San's body was almost exhausted. For the remaining few, we have to wait for the opportunity, so there is no rush. Back in the room, Yi Feng lay down on the bed again and began to sleep in his cage sleep. Last night, in order to copy the Xuantian Kungfu, he was made to wait for a long time before going to sleep. It feels like he hasn't slept enough yet. Brother Feng, wake up, let's go have breakfast. Not long after, Ning Rongrong came to the door. Looking up, not only Ning Rongrong, but also Tang San who went out to practice, and Xiao Wu all came in. Oh, are you all up? Let's go. Yi Feng turned over and got up. Brother Feng, when did you come back? Didn't you say you want to practice together? Tang San asked. He obviously said that he wanted to practice together, but he ran away at some point. Aha, I just felt the atmosphere of the morning practice, and found that it was no different from the usual practice, so I came back. Yi Feng laughed. He didn't dare to show the purple demon eyes in front of Tang San. If he wanted to practice, he would do it at a distance from now on. After all, Tang San was notoriously stingy. If he found out that his skills had been learned by others, his relatives would not recognize him. Besides, although Yi Feng's purple demon eyes were copied from Tang San's hands, they are not the same when cultivated. His purple demon eyes can practice 24 hours a day without going out of the door. Every morning when he stares at the rising sun, he seizes the fleeting opportunity to absorb the purple energy. The reason why Tang San was like this was because he didn't know when Zi Qi would appear. If he didn't use his eyes to watch, he couldn't cultivate at all. But he is different, whether it is cloudy or rainy, indoors or outdoors, no matter when the purple air appears, his purple magic pupils will absorb it. Self-cultivation of Kung Fu is so awesome. End of this chapter. Chapter 64 Phoenix Flame. You are listening at novelfull.audio. College canteen. Yi Feng and the others were not the first to arrive. When they got here, others had already arrived. Besides Mubai, Oscar, and Zhu Zhuqing, there was also a little fat man they didn't know. When he saw Ning Rongrong and Xiao Wu, that little fat man's eyes lit up, and his mouth was almost watering. Wow, who are these two chicks? Could they be today's incoming students? The fat man stared at them with straight eyes. He couldn't bear to blink. Fatty, who's the chick? Get a fight. Xiao Wu frowned, and no matter what the occasion was, she kicked her feet and rushed out instantly. Xiao Wu, beat him to death, beat him hard. Ning Rongrong yelled hard behind her. If she wasn't just an auxiliary soul master, maybe this would have rushed up. Stop, don't fight here. Beside, seeing Xiao Wu strike without saying a word, Mubai's expression changed, and he immediately stood up to stop. Why, you want to intervene? Yi Feng rubbed his fist playfully, and looked at Mubai playfully, although he is not interested in bullying the small with the big, but if it comes to his door, he will not refuse. No, I'm just afraid of breaking things here. Mubai's face froze, he explained, and then hurriedly sat down. he didn't want to be taught a lesson by this monster of monsters because of Fatty's unrestrained speech. I will account for all losses later, this girl is rich. Ning Rongrong gave Dai Mubai a hard look, and blocked Dai Mubai's words. Here, Xiao Wu has already started fighting with Fatty. Wow, the chick is quite hot, how about being my girlfriend? Fatty flirted while resisting Xiao Wu's attack. You fart. Xiao Wu was furious, she no longer held back her hands, burst out her soul power instantly, and activated the martial soul possession. Xiao Wu, I'll help you. Seeing that the fat man's strength is not weak, Ning Rongrong hastily summoned the 7 treasure glazed tile pagoda, beams of light shot out, covering Xiao Wu's body. 2 against 1. Huh, let's go together. The fat man said arrogantly, today I'll show you what strength is. Phoenix possession. The fat man let out a low cry, and purple light suddenly bloomed on his body, and the short hair on his head also began to grow longer, and gathered towards the middle. Looking from a distance, it looked like a big rooster's comb. A scorching light shot out from his body, 2 yellow soul rings rose from under his feet, and his arms were also covered with long feathers. The hands have also turned into the sharp claws of birds, but it is very strange, it is obviously a phoenix, but after the fat man has possessed his body, he has no wings. Huh, are you a phoenix? I think it's more like a native chicken. Seeing the strange appearance of the little fat man, Xiao Wu burst into a smile, and began to mock without mercy. The fat man's current appearance is indeed a bit funny, with a chubby figure, his hair standing up, and only his hands with long feathers on his arms. He looks like a fat hen. As for Fatty, what he cared most about was that others laughed at his martial spirit, as if he had been offended by an Ailin. The first spirit ring instantly lit up, and a scorching flame spewed out from his mouth, towards Xiao Wu's direction. Come over. Careful. Seeing that Xiao Wu was about to be injured, Tang San hastily summoned a strand of blue silver grass, instantly wrapped it around Xiao Wu's waist, pulling her to avoid Fatty's flame attack. Fatty's flame turned around and chased after Xiao Wu. Where the flame ray passed, the wooden seat instantly burned, exuding bursts of scorched breath. Tang San pulled Xiao Wu back violently. At the same time, several blue-silver grass emerged from Fatty's feet, entwined along his feet. Fatty only felt a tingling pain in his feet, followed by a feeling of numbness. Looking at the blue-silver grass wrapped around his feet, the fat man was taken aback, and hurriedly opened the second soul ring, covering his body with a layer of flames. A dense purple flame suddenly appeared on his body, and in the blink of an eye, it burned the blue-silver grass wrapped around his body to ashes. Boss Dai, are we really not going to help? Oscar asked at the side watching their fight. A wry smile appeared on Dai Mubai's face. How can we help? They are all students in the same academy, which side should we help? He wanted to help the fat man, but Yi Feng, a monster, was watching from the sidelines. Even if he went up, it would only be one more person who was beaten. At this time, he didn't dare to talk about brotherhood. That's true. Oscar nodded understandingly. He had also heard about the strength of Yi Feng and others from Dai Mubai, especially Yi Feng, that is an existence that even teacher Zhao dared to fight. Here, Tang San discovered that his blue-silver grass was restrained by Fatty's flames. As soon as it touched the flames, the blue-silver grass would burn instantly, and for a while, it unexpectedly stalemate. Even Xiao Wu didn't dare to get close because of the flames, but Fatty's flames are not without flaws. His phoenix flames have a very short range, only 5 meters away. As long as they stand 5 meters away, Fatty can't do anything with them. Brother Feng, come and help us. Xiao Wu turned her head and said to Yi Feng who was watching the play. It is good. Yi Feng nodded, his figure flickered, and he appeared in front of the fat man in an instant. Ignoring the phoenix evil fire on his body, he reached out and grabbed his neck, and slammed it to the ground. Boom. The fat man had no room to resist, his body limp on the ground like mud, and even the flames on his body were extinguished by the shock. Ouch, I'm dying, little AO, give me the sausage quickly. The fat man was in pain and couldn't move on the ground. Humph, aren't you crazy? Show me the crazy one now. Xiao Wu proudly came to Fatty's side, stretched out her foot and kicked him. Ning Rongrong also ran up to join in the fun and kicked his thigh. Now you know how powerful we are, tell you, stay away when you see us in the future, do you understand? Yes, Aunt, I was wrong, I was really wrong. Now, the fat man didn't dare to talk about it, for fear that if he was not careful, he would be taught a lesson again. Well, Brother Feng, can I treat him? Oscar looked at Yi Feng carefully, fearing that he would be punished by the fat man. Treat him. I believe that with today's lesson, he won't dare to mess with us anymore. Yi Feng replied absent-mindedly. The reason why he was absent-minded was because a new prompt came from the system. Ding, your flame-possessed touched a high-level flame and started to evolve spontaneously. Ding, your flame-possessed has evolved into a phoenix flame. At the moment when the evolution of flame-possessed was completed, Yi Feng felt a scorching energy conceived in the third soul ring. Compared with the ordinary flames before, the temperature of the phoenix flame is higher and its adhesion is stronger. Feeling the real benefits, Yi Feng looked at the fat man with gentle eyes. It seems that this is also a fleece that can be squeezed. End of this chapter. Chapter 65 Flender's Reply. You are listening at novelfull.audio. What's the matter with Shrek Academy, why are they full of such things? Ning Rongrong's eyes turned back and forth on Dai Mubai, Oscar, and Ma Hongjun, as if all three of them were hooligans. Don't get me involved, I'm very honest. Oscar looked wronged. Today's Oscar has shaved his beard clean, looking like a little boy. He also speaks softly. If you don't pay special attention, when you hear it suddenly, you may think it is a woman talking. Just you. Ning Rongrong cast a glance at him, shaking her head in disbelief. Next to him, Dai Mubai looked at Zhu Zhuqing awkwardly, and began to defend. Don't frame my personality, I am also a dedicated person. In the end Zhu Zhuqing didn't even look at Dai Mubai, he ate with his head down, directly ignoring him. It turns out that young Master Dai is also a dedicated person. To which hotel did you take the pair of sisters 2 days ago? Xiao Wu asked curiously. Hearing the sister flowers, Dai Mubai only felt a chill all over. That icy breath came from Zhu Zhuqing. Let me introduce you, this little fat man is the last student of our academy, his name is Ma Hongjun. In order to change the subject, Dai Mubai bluntly introduced Ma Hongjun, who just got up from the ground. You also saw his martial soul just now, it is the grass chicken martial soul. Don't blame him, because of the martial soul, his character has been greatly affected. Fart, your martial soul is a grass chicken, and Lao Tzu's martial soul is a phoenix, the phoenix of a grass chicken. Ma Hongjun said angrily. Okay, the phoenix is the phoenix. His phoenix is a mutated martial soul. You have seen its power just now. That kind of flame not only has a high temperature, but also has a strong ability to adhere. Once it touches it, it is very difficult to extinguish it. Because of this flame, his need for men and women has become very large. As long as it is a woman, he will drool when he sees it. It turns out that there is such a strange spirit, but I don't care what the reason is. If I dare to look at us with that disgusting look in the future, I will hit it once. Ning Rongrong raised her fist and protested to us. Fatty waved. Sister, you are my sister, you will never dare again. Ma Hongjun glanced at Yi Feng in fear, and said honestly, this time, he no longer dared to be presumptuous in front of them. He was defeated by Yi Feng just now, which had already caused a great psychological shadow on him. It seems that your mutated martial soul has some flaws, but it's okay. If the evil fire breaks out in the future, you can come to me and I will help you vent it. Yi Feng smiled. No need, I can restrain myself. Ma Hongjun shook his head repeatedly, and even took 2 steps back in fear. That Yi Feng didn't continue to beat him, he greeted Ning Rongrong, took some breakfast and started eating. The canteen here is actually a few villagers invited by Shrek Academy to help them cook. Food, of course, is not very good, of course, it is no problem to fill the stomach. During the meal, Dai Mubai also introduced everyone by the way. From now on, everyone will belong to the same academy. I'm a little older than you. Both Xiao Ao and Fatty will call me Boss Dai. You can just call me Mubai. Ma Hongjun just call him Fatty. As for Oscar, everyone just calls him Little Ao. Tang San nodded, my name is Tang San, everyone I know calls me Xiao San, you can also call me Xiao San. Then, Xiao Wu and Ning Rongrong also introduced themselves. Zhu Zhuqing, but when it was Zhu Zhuqing's turn at last, the girl only gave her a name and said nothing else. My name is Yi Feng, you can call me by my name, of course, you can also call me Xiao Feng, as long as you can beat me. Yi Feng showed a gentle smile on his face. Hearing Yi Feng's words, Dai Mubai and the others shuddered. If they wanted to beat Yi Feng, it might be impossible in this lifetime. At this moment, a clanging sound suddenly sounded outside. Dai Mubai stood up, and hurriedly explained, at this time the headmaster is summoning us, hurry up, if you are late, you will be punished. After saying this, Dai Mubai hurriedly left. Then let's go too. Yi Feng also stood up, although he has not agreed to become Shrek's student, he also wants to go and have a look. When they arrived at the college playground, Flender had already arrived. Looking at the 8 students standing in front of him, Flender showed a smile on his face. It's been a good few years, and our academy has added 5 little monsters all of a sudden. On behalf of Shrek Academy, I welcome you. Wait a minute, each of you go to the financial office to find Teacher Li and pay the tuition fee, 100 gold soul coins each. As for the matter of Yi Feng and Ning Rongrong, we'll talk about it later. Before Yi Feng could speak, Flender said in advance. Today is your first day of class. Let's start with a warm-up training. Whether it is a combat-type soul master or an auxiliary-type soul master, physical fitness is very important. Today's training goal is to run. Run around the village for 20 laps, and fight for 50 laps. Mubai, please organize it. If anyone is not finished, don't eat lunch. Yes. Dai Mubai stood up and answered yes loudly. Okay, you guys go to training first, Yi Feng and Ning Rongrong stay here for a while. Flender waved his hand, indicating to dismiss. After the others left, Flender looked at Yi Feng and the two with a smile. I have already discussed your conditions with the teachers of the academy, and they also agreed to be registered in the 7 Treasure Glazed Tile School. From now on, you will be students of the academy. Okay, then I will find a time to pass this news back, and you and my teacher will talk about the next thing in person. Hearing that Flender agreed to his terms, Yi Feng also showed a smile on his face. I believe his teacher will be very happy to be able to recruit several powerful soul masters for the 7 Treasure Glazed Tile School. As for the next matter, there is no need for him to pay attention to it. As long as the news is sent back, Ning Fengji will naturally deal with it. I'm looking forward to meeting Sect Master Ning. Flender said with a smile, okay, you guys go to training too. Should I go for a run too? Yi Feng scratched his head, feeling helpless. With his strength, running or something doesn't work for him anymore. It's fine for Rongrong to participate. As for you, you can play if you want to play, and forget it if you don't want to. Flender didn't force it. After all, according to the conditions, Yi Feng is equivalent to the name Shrek. They have nothing to do with this kind of monster. Can be taught. Then I'll go. Ning Rongrong pouted, dissatisfied with Flender's differential treatment. Go. Yi Feng rubbed Ning Rongrong's head, with a gentle smile on his face. When I was in the 7 Treasure Glazed Tile School before, because of the pampering of Sword Douluo and Bone Douluo, I didn't insist on physical training at all. Now that I'm in Shrek Academy, this girl will probably suffer. End of this chapter. Chapter 66 Training. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Xiaofeng, can I call you that? After Ning Rongrong left, Flender asked with a smile. Yes, Dean Flender, when I was in the sect, the teachers and elders also called me that. Yi Feng nodded and smiled. Well, you help me watch them, and they can rest after they finish running. Let them have a good rest, and there is a special class in the evening. Okay, I remember. Yi Feng nodded slightly. Anyway, he has nothing to do this time, so he can take a good rest. After Flender left, Yi Feng simply found a chair and lay down on the college playground to bask in the sun. Host, Yi Feng, Martial Soul, Top Owl, 3 out of 10, Level, 56. Soul skill, rapid assault, proficient, thousands of arrow feathers, complete, phoenix flame, skilled, falcon disillusionment pupils, consummation. Burst shadow killer, small success, skill, Liuli Xuantian Kungfu, proficient, distraction control. Qiqiao Linglong heart, .7 killing swordsmanship, consummation, hidden weapon technique, proficient, purple demon eyes, overview, getting started, strength increase, 60%, speed increase, 60%, soul power increase, 60%, defense increase, 60%, attack increase, 60%, healing recovery, stamina increase, defense enhancement, negative status expulsion, dodge, hard skin, concealment, sharp vision. In just one day, he copied several skills. Not only did the first soul ability evolve into rapid assault, but the third soul ability also evolved into Phoenix Flame. Of course, there are Xuantian Kungfu and Ziji Demon Eyes obtained from Tang San. Each of these skills contributes to his strength. In particular, the meditation method evolved into Liuli Xuantian Kungfu, which accelerated his cultivation speed again. Brother Feng, you're going too far. You actually rest here alone, and I won't run away anymore. Just as Yi Feng was lamenting how nice the weather was, Ning Rongrong appeared in front of him panting. Hey, aren't you running? Why aren't you running? Yi Feng looked up at Ning Rongrong and asked. I can't run anymore. Ning Rongrong looked at Yi Feng aggrievedly. Brother Feng, let's go to Xuantian City to eat delicious food. I'm already hungry. At first, she thought that running 20 laps was a trivial matter for her, but after just one lap, he couldn't run anymore. That can't be done. My Rongrong is so powerful, how can I be compared to others? Let's go to Oscar to get some sausages to replenish our strength, and then I will run with you. Yi Feng stepped forward and grabbed Ning Rongrong's hand, leading her to the playground involuntarily. Hee, since Brother Feng is willing to run with me, then I will reluctantly agree. Ning Rongrong secretly smiled, and her tone became cheerful. You know how to drag me into the water. Yi Feng smiled helplessly. Hurry up, let's go find Xiao Ao first, his sausage tastes good. Ning Rongrong stretched out his hand, and the 7-treasure glazed tile pagoda appeared in his hand, and the second soul ring lit up, instantly enveloping him. Body, under the blessing of the second spirit ring, Ning Rongrong's speed instantly increased. Yi Feng easily followed Ning Rongrong. The two trotted all the way, and quickly caught up with Oscar. Xiao Ao, quickly bring us 2 sausages, we need to replenish our strength. Yi Feng patted Oscar on the shoulder. Hearing this, Oscar's eyes lit up. It's up to you to know the goods. My sausage is delicious and sweet. It can not only recover from injuries, but also replenish physical strength. With the support of my sausage, let alone 20 laps, it's just I can run down 200 laps. After discovering that Yi Feng and Ning Rongrong did not reject his sausage, Oscar seemed very happy. For the sake of making sausages for us, let me increase your speed too. Ning Rongrong said generously after taking the sausages from Oscar. Hey, thank you Rongrong. Under Ning Rongrong's increased speed, Oscar obviously felt that running was easier. Enough is enough for the two of you. Eating sausages is enough to replenish your physical strength. Don't use the speed increase. Although running is easier after the increase, the effect of exercise will be gone. It is not good for you. Yi Feng tapped Ning Rongrong's head said helplessly. But, laps is too difficult, without soul skill boosting, it's impossible to run. Ning Rongrong said pitifully. Okay, I guess the dean has already figured this out before letting you run 20 laps, so keep running. Yi Feng is also willing to make Ning Rongrong work too hard. As for cultivation, you have to do it step by step. It would be bad if Ning Rongrong was forced too hard all of a sudden. With the speed increase, Oscar and Ning Rongrong's speed is not slow, and soon maintained the same speed as Tang San and others. Xiao Wu and Tang San looked at Oscar enviously. The speed increase, they want it too. But they are not support system soul masters, and they are embarrassed to ask Ning Rongrong to help increase their strength. After all, the increase of soul skills consumes soul power, what if Ning Rongrong doesn't have enough for himself? With Yi Feng's company, Ning Rongrong was not self-willed, and ran a total of 20 laps, one of which was quite a lot. When they finished running, Tang San and the others continued to run. After all, they needed to run 50 laps, and now they just finished half of the task. Near noon, the others finally completed their tasks. Just now the dean asked me to tell you that you can arrange your time freely in the afternoon. It is best to leave enough energy, and there are special teaching tasks in the evening. Yi Feng told everyone what Flender said. Special teaching task, what is that? Xiao Wu asked curiously. Dai Mubai was stunned for a moment, then seemed to remember something, muttered to himself, looks like I should go to that place. Where? Dai Mubai's expression immediately attracted everyone's attention. Great Soul Fighting Arena. Dai Mubai's eyes flashed, and his mood became hot. For a warlike person like him, the Great Soul Arena is a good place. Isn't it a bit early? Little San and the others just started school. Oscar hesitated for a moment. How do I know the dean's thoughts? I won't know until nighttime. Dai Mubai said angrily, the students who enrolled this year are no ordinary monsters. Hey, is there a big soul fighting field in Suatua City? Xiao Wu asked excitedly. Of course, Suoto City is one of the most prosperous cities in Barak Kingdom, so naturally there is also a big spirit arena. Dai Mubai explained. Wow, that's great. I heard that the Great Spirit Arena is the place that soul masters yearn for the most. I really want to see it. Xiao Wu immediately cheered after hearing that. I like this kind of place too. Yi Feng said with great interest, after all, it is the favorite place for soul masters to gather. There must be many interesting soul skills that can be copied there. End of this chapter. Chapter 67. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yi Feng has long wanted to come to a place like the Great Soul Arena, but he didn't have many opportunities to go out when he stayed at the 7 Treasure Glazed Tile School. After chatting for a while, everyone left. Yi Feng left Shrek Academy alone, and used a special method to convey the news that Flender and others joined the sect. Here, Tang San was not idle either. He came to Flender's office alone with the master's letter of introduction. Little San, tell me, what is your relationship with Master? Flender had already discovered the 24 moonlit bridge on Tang San's waist, this storage soul tool, but when they got it from the Golden Iron Triangle to explore the ruins, how could he forget it? Dean, do you know my teacher? Tang San asked curiously. Are you his student? Flender looked at Tang San in surprise, then glanced at the 24th bridge moonlight night, and suddenly realized, that's right, he said back then that he would definitely cultivate a genius soul master. I just didn't expect that the person he chose was you. Looking at Flender's expression full of emotion, Tang San guessed that Dean Flender and his teacher must have a deep friendship. After understanding this, Tang San reached out his hand to touch his waist, and took out a letter of introduction. Actually, before coming to Shrek, the teacher gave me a letter, and asked me to give it to you after I passed the college's assessment. Now I have become Shrek's student, please read this letter. Sure enough, after so many years, he is still so stubborn. Flender took the letter in Tang San's hands cursingly, a gleam of joy flashed in his eyes. Soon, Flender opened the envelope, took out the letterhead inside and read it. It may be that the content inside is too real, which makes Flender sometimes happy, sometimes angry, and the expression on his face keeps changing. Don't mention Tang San and Flender's reminiscence. On Yi Feng's side, when he came back from the outside and passed the college playground, he found a wonderful figure practicing in the corner of the playground. Zhu Zhuqing, why are you still practicing? Didn't you let you have a good rest? That because of his practice, Zhu Zhuqing's clothes were wet and stuck to his skin tightly. His domineering figure was exposed, which firmly attracted Yi Feng's attention. I'll practice for a while, so I won't delay the evening class. Seeing Yi Feng, Zhu Zhuqing's heartbeat started to speed up. Seeing that she was almost drenched, she hurriedly turned around and turned to Yi Feng, but Yi Feng has good eyesight. No matter how she hides, she can grasp the key points. What's the point of practicing alone? Why don't we practice against each other, which will be more efficient? Yi Feng said kindly. No need. Zhu Zhuqing resisted the flustered feeling, and refused in a cold voice. She was afraid that if she continued like this, she might fall into danger. This feeling made her feel terrified, and she even couldn't wait to escape from here. Well, what a pity. Yifeng thought for a while, and decided to give this stubborn girl a little help. He stretched out his hand, and a plate of Oscar brand sausage appeared in his hand. This is the sausage I bought from Xiao's. The recovery effect is very good. If you want to continue to practice, eating some sausage can restore your strength. Thank you. But no need, I won't eat his sausage. Zhu Zhuqing glanced at the sausage in Yifeng's hand with disgust. Don't have any prejudice against Xiao's sausage. Although his spell is a little obscene, the effect is still very good. I can see from your eyes that you want to become stronger. So, why do you refuse to be able to? What about things that help you become stronger? Yifeng looked at the girl amusedly, but he didn't expect that such a simple and cold girl actually knew a lot. It's unbelievable. Yifeng's words made Zhu Zhuqing silent. She really needs to become stronger, otherwise, how can she resist her own destiny? I'll put these sausages here first, I'll remember to eat them later. I believe, you are not that kind of superficial person. Yifeng put the sausages on the stone beside him, and politely looked at the place that makes people linger. I left happily. Rogue, behind him, Zhu Zhuqing shyly covered his broad chest, full of anger. Yifeng, who hadn't gone far, paused slightly, then quickened his pace, as if he was fleeing. In the evening, Flender gathered all the students together again. Let's go first, everyone follow me. After saying this, Flender tapped his toes and jumped out lightly. In the blink of an eye, he ran a long way. Seeing this, everyone hurriedly followed. The fastest one is Mubai. Among them, except for Yifeng, he has the highest level and the strongest strength. Immediately after, Zhu Zhuqing was in the second place. As an agility attack system sole master, her speed was faster than Tang San and the others. Even though Tang San had the ghostly shadow mistracking pace, in terms of straight-line acceleration, he had no advantage. Behind Zhu Zhuqing, Tang San and Xiao Wu were naturally, and Ma Hongjun was a step behind. Only Ning Rongrong and Oscar fell to the bottom. Although their speed was the slowest, with Ning Rongrong's increased speed, they could barely keep up with everyone. As for Yifeng, he naturally stayed beside Ning Rongrong and accompanied her on the journey. Suddenly, Yifeng found that there was a fat man in front of him who was peeking at Zhu Zhuqing and Xiao Wu, swallowing his saliva while watching. Don't ask him how he found out, because he's peeking too. After all, beautiful things are for appreciation. But he was looking at it with admiring eyes, not as wretched as Ma Hongjun. Yifeng rolled his eyes, touched Ning Rongrong's arm, and pointed at Ma Hongjun. Seeing this scene, Ning Rongrong couldn't bear it any longer, and kicked after chasing him, kicking Ma Hongjun down to the ground. Zhuqing, Xiaowu, this fat man is peeping at you and still swallowing his saliva. While kicking, Ning Rongrong called out angrily. Following Ning Rongrong's loud shout, the scene fell silent instantly. Zhu Zhuqing's eyes were cold, and Xiao Wu's face was also full of anger. I haven't, don't talk nonsense. Ma Hongjun got up from the ground in panic, his eyes dodged and he didn't dare to look at everyone. Suddenly, a burst of angry killing intent was noticed by Yifeng. Looking up, he happened to see Tang San's cold gaze. Yeah, this crazy sister-in-law is going crazy, it's so scary. At this moment, Yifeng decided to stay away from Xiao Wu in the future. If he offends this narrow-minded guy, he might overturn the car. What's going on here? At this moment, Flender's voice came over, making Tang San wake up a little bit, and the killing intent in his eyes also subsided. Teacher, I. Ma Hongjun lowered his head in shame. Whether it is Zhu Zhuqing or Xiao Wu, although they are not very old and haven't matured yet, they already belong to the top beauties. Ma Hongjun, who was troubled by the evil fire, couldn't help but not look at it. End of this chapter. Chapter 68 Flender's Mission. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Fatty man, there are some people you can't make up your mind about. For the sake of you being my brother, I won't argue with you this time, otherwise, you know the consequences. Mubai said coldly. Ahem, Ma Hongjun, restrain yourself. Flender gave Ma Hongjun a hard look, but after all, he was his direct disciple, so he was reluctant to punish him. I'm talking about Fat Man. Although Zhu Zhuqing and Xiaowu are both beautiful and lovely beauties, it's fine to take a peek. What's the matter with you still drooling? Yifeng looked at Ma Hongjun. Why don't we vent your anger on you? Come on, so you don't get sick. No need, Brother Feng, I'll take care of it later, and I won't bother you. Seeing Yifeng's fists eager to try, Ma Hongjun shook his head in fear, for fear of being pressed and rubbed on the ground. Okay, let's forget it this time. If there is another time, I will deal with him myself. Flender waved his hand, signaling to move on. Because of Ma Hongjun's matter, everyone was not interested in chatting along the way, but followed Flender silently. Fortunately, the distance from Shrek to Soto City was not far, and it only took a while for them to arrive at the south gate of Soto City. Although it was night, the bustling city of Soto looked like it had just woken up, even busier than during the day. Although Yifeng and Ning Rongrong stayed in Soto City for 2 days, they never went out for a stroll at night, so they missed this lively scene. There were people coming and going on the street, shops everywhere. Ning Rongrong and Xiaowu looked left and right, as if they were curious about everything. If it wasn't for Tang San and Yifeng watching separately, they might get lost. Zhu Zhuqing, on the other hand, still had a cold look on his face, as if he was not interested in anything. Zhu Zhuqing, have you ever tried to meditate while walking? Seeing the lonely girl, Yifeng leaned over. Hearing these words, Zhu Zhuqing felt a shock all over his body, and a light flashed in his cold eyes for an instant. If you think what Yifeng said, if you are practicing even walking and eating, then she can become stronger faster. Zhu Zhuqing is a girl who dares to act, and immediately started to try, but after trying it, she realized the difficulty. Meditation practice requires a quiet environment to enter, let alone walking and still in a troubled area. In her state, she couldn't even concentrate. How did you do it? Zhu Zhuqing approached Yifeng and asked, resisting the strange feeling from Wuhuan. There is no trick, just practice more and form a habit. Yifeng thought for a while and said. Zhu Zhuqing was thoughtful. Are you used to it? I understand. Thank you, Brother Feng. You're welcome. Yifeng waved his hand and said casually, he just felt that the girl was suffering too much, and he just wanted to help her. Of course, this is also because Zhu Zhuqing's figure is too domineering, and Yifeng also has a lot of affection for her. If it were someone else, he would definitely not be willing to point it out. The scene of Zhu Zhuqing talking with Yifeng was naturally noticed by Dai Mubai. Originally, he didn't care much about his fiancée. After all, he was still young and didn't understand what it was like to be a woman, but now, he knows the benefits of women, especially Zhu Zhuqing's domineering figure, and his heart is so hard that it's hard. Now seeing his fiancée talking and laughing with other men, he wished he could grab Yifeng and give him a hard meal. Unfortunately, he knew that with his own strength, he probably couldn't beat him. Thinking of this, Dai Mubai's clenched fists relaxed, but the expression on his face was not very good looking. We're here, let's go. After entering Soto City, it didn't take long for Flender to stop. Yifeng looked in the direction of his finger, and saw a huge building close to 100 meters high not far in front of him. Although it was in the night, the building was brightly lit. The noise coming. Dean, isn't it good to take them there on the first day? Oscar said worriedly. Flender glanced at everyone indifferently, and explained, you are all monsters, and none of you are ordinary people. Since you are monsters, you naturally cannot use ordinary cultivation methods. Everyone's martial soul is different, and their soul skills are also different. Everyone has their own fighting style. The academy can teach you how to use martial soul and help you develop your own potential. The rest is practical experience. However, actual combat experience is also the most important point. Only through continuous actual combat can you know your own shortcomings, and teachers can carry out systematic teaching according to each individual's characteristics. So, for you, the Great Soul Arena is a paradise for improving your strength, and this is also the first lesson I teach you. Flender's words made everyone fall into deep thought. Mubai and Ma Hongjun looked at each other without saying a word. The two of them have already experienced many battles in the Great Soul Arena under Flender's leadership. Of course, he knows the benefits of actual combat for improving his own strength. On the contrary, Tang San, Xiao Wu, and Zhu Zhuqing showed doubts. Their actual combat experience is not rich, and they have never been to the Great Spirit Arena. Naturally, I don't know if this strange teaching method is beneficial to the improvement of strength. Dean, can I participate in this big spirit fighting field? Yi Feng asked curiously. Flender shook his head. You can participate, but you can only participate in the solo arena. Compared with other Shrek academies, Yi Feng at level 56 is simply not at the same level, not to mention the team competition, even the double competition, because none of these people can be his teammate. You can be alone, as long as you have an opponent. Yi Feng shrugged and said indifferently. Okay, I'll give you a task now. Except for Rong Rong and Xiao Ao, the rest of you must get at least one silver fighting spirit badge before graduation. Do you understand? Flender glanced over. A few people said with serious faces. Dean, I have a question. Xiao Wu raised her right hand and whispered. What question? What's the silver fighting spirit badge you're talking about? Xiao Wu asked puzzled. This is a method used to classify strength levels in the Great Soul Arena. As I said just now, sometimes levels do not represent strength. Some people may have very low levels, but their fighting power is very strong. In the Great Soul Arena, the level can only be used as a reference. The only thing that can truly prove one's strength is the record. And the badge of the Great Soul Arena is a way to record the record. Every time you win a victory, you can get a certain amount of points. When the points reach a certain level, the level of the badge will increase. In the Great Soul Arena, the badges are divided into 8 levels. Iron, copper, silver, gold, purple gold, sapphire, ruby, diamond in order. Tang San looked at Flender thoughtfully. That is to say, we only need to reach the 3rd level. End of this chapter. Chapter 69. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Although it's only the 3rd level, silver fighting spirit badges are not so easy to get. Just like Mubai and Ma Hongjun, they have been fighting in the big spirit fighting arena for a year. So far, even the bronze fighting spirit badges are not enough. Didn't get it. There was a ray of smile in Flender's eyes, as if he was laughing at Tang San for taking this task too easily. How is it possible? Mubai is already level 37, how can he not even get the bronze fighting spirit badge? Tang San asked in surprise. Little San, don't think that the task of the headmaster is too easy. I have fought a total of 56 battles in the Great Soul Arena, and my current record is 29 wins and 27 losses. The accumulated points are only 2 points. Upgrading from the Iron Fighting Soul Badge to the Bronze Fighting Soul Badge requires 100 points. For each battle, 1 point will be obtained, but if you lose a battle, 1 point will be deducted. Therefore, if you want to accumulate points, you'd better the only way is to win in a row. I participated in the spirit fight when I was level 29. When I was just now, I really lost more than I lost, but after breaking through to level, I basically didn't win much. Now I can keep 2 points, which is already very lucky. Mubai explained with a wry smile. That is to say, at level 39, the opponent is also at level, and after level, the opponent you face is also at level, and may be at level, Tang San asked thoughtfully. Yes, the Great Soul Arena does not arrange opponents according to level, he arranges them according to the number of soul rings. The 2nd ring soul masters fight the 2nd ring soul masters, and the 3rd ring soul masters fight against the 3rd ring soul masters. The more victories you have, the stronger the opponent you face. Flender clapped his hands and said to everyone, okay, no matter how much you talk, it's better to actually fight. Let's go, let's get you used to it today. Led by Flender, they walked into the Great Soul Arena. When they got closer, everyone discovered the majesty of the Great Soul Arena. the entire big spirit fighting field is divided into a main fighting spirit field and 24 fighting spirit fields that it can accommodate, spectators at the same time, and each soul fighting arena is huge and looks very spectacular. Flender led them to sign up, filled in the basic information to register, and received his Iron Fighting Soul card. Of course, the most important thing is that everyone needs 10 gold soul coins as a registration fee. When picking out the money, Flender stood far away, showing no intention of picking up the money for them. It's really stingy. Xiao Wu murmured and looked at Flender, but Flender acted as if he didn't hear it, looking at the ceiling of the soul arena, as if there was a flower embroidered on it. Fortunately, 10 gold soul coins are not too much for them. Even the poorest Tang San and Xiao Wu can pay, sign up, and then wait in line. It's worth mentioning that in the Great Soul Arena, every time you win a game, you can get 10 gold soul coins as a reward. And if you lose, you don't get any. This rule instantly ignited Tang San and Xiao Wu's strong fighting spirit. Little San, I just asked. Although each soul master can only participate in one game a day, they can participate in different types of games. We are all level 29. At the stage of second ring soul masters, it should not be difficult to win. Why don't we apply for a 2-on-2 soul fighting? This way, not only can we meet the points requirement earlier, but we can also get gold soul coins as rewards. Don't you think so? Xiao Wu hugged Tang San's arm, asked with bright eyes. No problem. Anyway, we are all here to accumulate combat experience, participate in more battles, and our own strength can improve faster. Tang San smiled slightly, nodded in agreement. After these few days of training, he has almost broken through. What's worse, it's just an opportunity. If he fights a few more times, maybe he can break through. The conversation between Tang San and Xiao Wu was not behind everyone's backs. Dai Mubai seemed to be awakened by them, and looked at Zhu Zhuqing. Unfortunately, his level was a big difference from Zhu Zhuqing's. It is more likely to lose the battle, so I can only give up. Ning Rongrong would also like to participate, but unfortunately she is an auxiliary soul master, so she can't participate at all, so she can only follow Yi Feng sullenly, waiting to watch his competition. Soon, Tang San and Xiao Wuxing rushed to sign up for the 2-on-2 competition, because Tang San and the others didn't make it clear. The name of the group was turned into the 3-5 group, which was far from the original 3. Wu group. When they signed up and came back, it happened to be Xiao Wu's turn. Her opponent was a beast soul master with an iron-horned ox spirit. This man was tall, with broad shoulders and a broad body. His body was full of muscles. His dark skin looked like granite, and he exuded a powerful and fierce aura. This should be a power-type soul master. Is your little dance okay? Oscar asked, touching Tang San's arm. Tang San smiled confidently. Just wait and see. Xiao Wu's strength is still very strong. Among soul masters of the same level, there are very few people who can match her. Not to mention other people, even he felt difficult to deal with Xiao Wu. On the soul fighting stage, Xiao Wu had already entered the stage. She was wearing a white dress and pink trousers. Although she was not yet fully developed, her cute face instantly attracted the audience's attention. Although it was her first time playing, Xiao Wu was not timid at all. Her cute little face was full of excitement. If the referee hadn't called to start, maybe she would have done it directly. Seeing Xiao Wu's cute and immature appearance, her opponent was obviously taken aback. Little girl, you are still so young. This place is not what you should come to. Go back quickly, or you will be hurt later. It will be bad. Facing his kindness, Xiao Wu didn't appreciate his kindness at all, but frowned her lovely brows, and said dissatisfiedly, "Why are you talking so much nonsense? The competition is about to start. Hurry up and release your martial soul. Don't blame me for not reminding you. I will not show mercy to you." Xiao Wu is extremely belligerent, and finally managed to fight a battle. No matter what you are talking about, the moment the referee called to start, she couldn't wait to activate her martial soul and acted first. Although Xiao Wu is not a speed-type soul master, she moves dexterously, with a point on her toes, and the distance of more than 10 meters is reached in an instant. The moment she is close to the opponent, Xiao Wu's vigorous calf exerts strength, and one foot has already wrapped around the opponent's neck up. Seeing Xiao Wu's light kick, her opponent didn't even move a hand, she didn't even bother to activate her martial soul, as if she could do whatever you wanted. You know, as a power-type soul master, his defense is very strong, even if she hits him while standing, she can't hurt him at all. Just when his opponent had this thought, the battle was over. Xiao Wu hooked her opponent's neck with one foot, and instantly lifted the other foot. Between the 2 feet, the waist bow soul skill was activated. I saw her supporting the ground with her hands, her waist arched in an astonishing arc. The next moment, her opponent was knocked down to the ground with a bang. Before he could react, his body was thrown into the air again, followed by a strong force attack, was smashed to the ground again. The audience watched in astonishment as the strong man was turned over by Xiao Wu's small body and smashed around on the ground, unable to close his mouth for a long time. So Xiao Wu is so violent. Ma Hongjun, who was watching the game, shuddered deeply, and he decided not to peek at Xiao Wu again. If it is accidentally discovered, it will be a question of whether it can survive. End of this chapter. Chapter 70 Dai Mubai's Provocation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Xiao Wu used her violent, Duan wrestling to bring the match to an end right after it started. The audience around the soul fighting stage was silent, even the host who presided over the competition opened his mouth wide, unable to recover for a long time. No one expected that this match would end so quickly, and that such a cute little girl won. The whole process is very enjoyable, especially when Xiao Wu throws the strong opponent around like a toy. It is full of strange grace, fortunately. Because of the opponent's kind reminder at the beginning, Xiao Wu also had a good impression of him. Although he fell back and forth several times, they were all clever and did not cause him any harm. Little girl, you are very powerful. I lost. The opponent said frankly. Although it was only a brief fight, he had already discovered that Xiao Wu's spirit power was actually stronger than his. Even if he continued to fight, he would still lose, so he might as well just admit defeat. What, little girl, you want to be called Miss Xiao Wu? Don't you understand the principle that strength is the most important thing? Xiao Wu said angrily. Little Miss Dance. Under Xiao Wu's intimidation, this opponent had no choice but to speak out. That's right, you are also very good, work harder in the future. Xiao Wu stepped forward and patted his arm, looking like a big sister. Only then did the host come back to his senses and announce Xiao Wu's victory. Wow. In an instant, the audience below the soul fighting stage erupted, and Xiao Wu used her strength to get enthusiastic applause and screams. Xiao Wu laughed and waved to the bottom of the soul fighting stage. Her lovely face was filled with excitement. Wow, so Xiao Wu is so powerful. In the rest area, Ning Rongrong held Yi Feng's arm tightly and said excitedly. Don't underestimate her. After all, Xiao Wu is a level 29 soul master. If you are confused by her appearance, you will suffer a lot. Yi Feng laughed. The rhythm of the fighting spirit platform is very fast. After the first battle, the second battle will start soon, but the second battle was a civil war between Shrek. The opposing sides turned out to be Tang San and Zhu Zhuqing. Now, Yi Feng became interested. He hoped that Zhu Zhuqing would work harder later, and let Tang San use his special skill a few more times. Zhuqing, come on, defeat Tang San. I treat you to something delicious. Before the two came to the stage, Yi Feng cheered her on. Brother Feng, don't worry, we are brothers in the same dormitory. Tang San looked at Yi Feng with a wry smile. It's because I'm a brother that I want to see you make a fool of yourself. Otherwise, why would you call me a brother? Yi Feng laughed loudly. You're ruthless. Tang San showed a depressed expression. Yi Feng's encouragement made Zhu Zhuqing's heart beat faster, and his ears turned red with embarrassment. Seeing his fiancée being blatantly molested, Dai Mubai's eyes turned green. But there is nothing to do with Yi Feng. After all, only they knew about the relationship between him and Zhu Zhuqing. The most important thing is that he still can't beat Yi Feng, which makes people very angry. Rongrong, you don't care about your brother Feng. You can see that his eyes are all on Zhuqing's body. After enduring, finally Dai Mubai still couldn't hold back the anger in his heart, and spoke provocatively. Humph, my brother Feng can watch whoever he wants. Can you control it? Why, you are allowed to watch it, and no one else is allowed to watch it. Zhu Zhuqing is not your girlfriend. No one expected that Ning Rongrong would be so strong. In a word, Dai Mubai's face turned blue and white. However, secretly, while Ning Rongrong was protecting Yifeng, it also caused Yifeng's waist to suffer waves of heart-rending pain. Looking down, Ning Rongrong was pinching his soft flesh and spinning it 360 degrees. Obviously, Ning Rongrong didn't mind, but he didn't show it in front of them. Xiao Bai, didn't we still have a battle to start last time? Why don't we find a place to compete later? I believe it will definitely give you a pleasant experience. Yifeng smiled slightly, his eyes full of provocation. Dai Mubai had already been let go, but he didn't know what to do. Seeing that he was so ignorant, Yifeng decided to teach him a lesson. You. Dai Mubai looked at Yifeng angrily, the fists in his hands were clenching. Brother Feng, brother, no, we are all brothers, there is no need to fight and kill, just give the brothers some face, forget it. Oscar saw that the situation was not good, and hurriedly stood up as a peacemaker. Looking at Oscar, who was full of smiles, Yifeng pondered for a while. Okay, for Xiao Ao's sake, let me let you go today, but I warn you, don't mess with me, you can't afford it. This time, he really gave Oscar face. After all, the sausage in his hand has never been broken since he came to the academy. For the sake of Oscar's enthusiasm, Yifeng can't care too much about it. After all, he knew about the relationship between Zhu Zhuqing and Dai Mubai. It was understandable for the young man to be impatient. Good brother. Oscar looked at Yifeng excitedly, with deep gratitude burning in his eyes. Among the Shrek people, Yifeng was the one who liked him the most, because he was the only one who didn't dislike his sausage. Okay, the game has started, don't disturb me. Yifeng waved his hand and focused his eyes on the soul fighting stage. At this time, Tang San and Zhu Zhuqing were already on stage. He had to concentrate. If he missed it, he wouldn't be able to copy the spirit ability. Seeing Yifeng look at his fiancée so blatantly, Dai Mubai's face darkened, and he almost couldn't help but exploded again, but he didn't know that this time, Yifeng really didn't look at Zhu Zhuqing. He only looked at Tang San. Fighting soul platform, Tang San politely looked at Zhu Zhuqing opposite, and made a gesture of invitation to her, signaling for her to make the first move. Please don't hold back, I want to know how far there is between you and me. Zhu Zhuqing said to him in a cold voice. She knew Tang San's level, and Tang San was a control system's sole master, so she restrained her somewhat. She knew she couldn't win this battle, but she also wanted to know how big the gap was between her and Tang San. Okay, I won't hold back. Sensing Zhu Zhuqing's sincerity, Tang San also became serious. He decided to go all out, which is respect for the opponent. Soon, the two sides began to release Wuhuan. Zhu Zhuqing's eyes changed color at the same time. The left eye was dark green, and the right eye was blue. A pair of cute cats stood upright on their heads. Behind their round buttocks, a long cat tail appeared behind them, swaying left and right with the breeze. At the same time, Zhu Zhuqing's hands also turned into sharp claws. His body squatted down slightly, and he looked at Tang San with cold eyes, as if looking at his prey. The two yellow soul rings under his feet moved slowly along his body. Under the illumination of the soul rings, Zhu Zhuqing looked like a beautiful wild cat full of aggressive power. When Zhu Zhuqing's martial soul possessed his body, Tang San also summoned his own martial soul. A faint blue-silver grass appeared in his hand, and the same two yellow soul rings moved slowly under his feet. End of this chapter.